Alright, I'm here. Hi. May not sound like it, but I'm alive. In all honesty, I'm basically getting dressed in front of the camera. At least as dressed as I need to be on camera. I just got out the shower. Steam's still aggravating me. I think I should really quickly pull up my requirements for this assignment real fast, just to make sure that I have everything thought out in my head. Although, honestly, that's part of my problem, is that I don't write things down as I'm thinking them through, because nothing is really tangible in my mind until it's, like, fully decided on. Which happens in the moment. God, ADHD is great. Speaking of, let me take that medication real fast. Speaking of, gotta get a renewal. I have water. Click this rapid game development tab. Gives me anxiety just looking at it. There we go, Module 7, good old puzzle game. Graded coursework. Make a puzzle game. Due tonight. Yep, pretty much the exact same guidance that it has on all the other ones. Okay. That makes my life easier. Let's minimize that. And what am I missing? Ah, covering for mine head, which contains my online item. Like glasses for Superman. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sergeant Killer Snow with Snow Studio Games, and today we are going to be creating Tetral Invaders. It was going to be what I was working on last stream, but it needed quite a bit of setup to get it just to a playable Tetris state. So, since, you know, there's so many Tetris videos out there to go ahead and do how-tos and all that stuff, of varying degrees of difficulty. I, of course, chose a 2-hour one, so that way I could properly get a deep understanding of what it was I was doing, because I personally don't like using other people's code or anything like that. If I'm going to do a walkthrough, it has to be with concepts that I know and understand, and if I don't understand them, then it better explain them pretty damn thoroughly, so it takes me a while to find the right things to find that'll fit my very strict neurodivergent criteria. But once I find it, God, I'm gonna promote the shit out of it. Speaking of, let me actually see if I still have that in the history of this YouTube channel, because I will pull that up and I will show that, that dude's stuff here. Oh, no, 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 it's not there! Let me see if I can find him again, because this was way too good. Though, again, 2-hour investment of time. But after that 2-hour investment of time, I am very pleased with the result that I have, and I feel like I understand it enough to, you know, build off of this, which is fantastic. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna put a link to it in the description after the stream. But we're just going to get on with this and move on to the Unity scene. There we go. Difference between my Unity scene and my regular scene and my Unreal Engine scene is that this one has the fancy code monitor displayed. And there actually is no difference in the Unreal scene versus the main scene that I use, besides like a slight difference in the size of my camera and where my captions are located. Pretty sure this is the Unreal. Nope, wrong one. And this is the main one. Unreal, main. Not much different. So, Unity scene. And here we have, I'm going to go ahead and run through the scripts real quick, and I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible because there's a lot in these scripts, okay? So, get the glasses on. Alright, y'all ready? Good. First, we have the most important thing, the tetramino. You can also call it whatever the hell you want. I prefer to balance between tetramino and tetral block. But I went with tetramino because that's what it's technically called, and I want to make sure that, you know, that's more commonly known. So the tetramino is what you call that shape that comes down. And the tetramino shapes are as follows. They're in the shape of an I, J, L, O, S, T, and Z. Those are their identities. And so what we did here is we made them an enum, and then we made a system serializable struct. So what that is let me see, let me go to a demonstration here, right? Oh, perfect. Very basic. You make an empty object, it's always going to have a transform. So this right here is basically a struct that was made to put in serializable information. So if I took away this system serializable thing, most of our stuff would break because it wouldn't have the serialized fields anymore, so it wouldn't have the information that we put in telling it what our tiles are, what everything is. So, make this serializable, and this is tetramino data, and that's going to get called in the board? Yeah, see? Tile and tetramino, just like it says right there. Public tile, tile. Public tetramino, tetramino. They exist right here. And what this is doing for us is it's letting us identify the tile that we created in our sprites thing here. So in order to create the actual tiles, because what you just saw in the scene before was these are just sprites. You can see that texture 2D imported. We made them full rectangle because normally this spawns in as it spawns in tight. So you want to change that mesh type to a full rect. And I made these sprites at 192 by 192 because the walkthrough I was following had it at 192 by 192, but if you'll notice, there's a little bit of an alpha around the very border edge of my blocks, and that's because I made alternative blocks. These ones that look all grody, those are going to be the damaged blocks. That means, or vulnerable blocks. So if you're holding a block and you use it to destroy like one of the enemies that's trying to mess up your lines, it's going to do this to your piece. Hey, yeah, it's for the best. These other ones that look like duplicates of all the others have a little green outline that fills in that alpha, and that basically means that it's protected while you're, you know, taking it down and aligning it. It's just gonna have this green thing around it, and you're gonna be like, oh, so let me go ahead and knock into this thing that's destroying my lines of beautiful blocks, and oh, look at that, I'm no longer green, and instead I'm all grody and nasty. And then when they land, no matter which state they were in, if it wasn't destroyed by hitting a second enemy, then it'll turn back to normal block. A simple gameplay addition that I hope will be a substantive difference. So that's what we're doing here. The board is basically the game manager. So what this does is, this command right here, I'm so glad that I watched this tutorial and they fucking illuminated this to me. Because this right here is the default execution order, and you can go ahead and set that to control the order in which scripts like to execute. Because, you know, when you're running the game, everything's going to try and each script is going to run its code individually within its own little personalized environment, but it's all going to be running at around the same time. The game engine's dictating the timing. But if you tell it to run things in a specific order, then it'll be like, okay, so everything's going to run at the same time, but let me just kind of shift around what... Okay, so you want this one first, this right after, right after, right after. So even though it's all going to be happening simultaneously, it'll be in a different order. I love that. I've been looking for that forever. I'm so glad that exists. Oh my god. So next is you want to set the bounds. So you're going to set that to the board size, or half the board size. And what we did is, since it's on the board itself, it's going to go ahead and get the size of the grid that's attached to it, because that is the only other thing on here besides the board piece and the script piece. This, in our version here, the piece that you're controlling is the one constant thing for the most part, because that's not going to be left on the ground. Technically what we're doing is we're cloning the piece when we drop it, and we're going ahead and reinitializing the piece we were controlling to be right back at the spawn point as a new piece. So it's all just one moving piece, no spawning a bunch of crap. Just so much nicer. I'm gonna start taking notes, which I have been, as you can see. So we initialize the brick, and what initializing it does, depending on the tetrominoes in use, is it goes ahead and creates the shape. It'll create the blocks, the tiles, it'll assemble them, it'll draw them onto the grid in real time, and then every time we hit the step, which actually is in the piece, it's basically the timing between when the piece moves down. So you set that step, and just have fun. We can play this right now. Like, I can play Tetris. This is functional and working. I haven't put the sounds in yet, but this is me leaving it alone. It does its thing. Q and E to rotate the pieces, and it's good. Pressing spacebar drops it immediately, and that's all it needs. The lines disappear. It's smooth. Once you have a piece down and it can't move anymore, like specifically that's what it looks for, to see if it has the time or space to move. And if it doesn't, it just doesn't. It sets itself and it moves on to the next. Precisely as intended. No. Yes. Yes! I feel the power of old-school gaming returning to me. They have granted me these blessings. I don't know who they are. Damn it! As soon as I said I didn't know who they were, they felt disrespected. They took away the power. Alright, let me not get too wrapped up in that. But see? Working functional Tetris. All we're doing is spawning the piece at the start of the game, and then on game over, we just clear out all the tiles. Clearing is done piece by piece, so it's generally something that's done via one of the other commands. I'm blanking because we have a lot of clear commands of, like, clearing an individual, clearing a row, clearing the whole board. So clearing happens. We assign it piece by piece and run it through a for loop. So what we can do with this is we can go ahead and have our bullets call this function, since it's a public function, and tell it that the piece that we hit with our bullet needs to be cleared, unless it was the piece that is protected, right? So we're going to modify a few things. but I wanted to make sure that I got the base of this down, and the board just kind of controls all the commands for setting the piece that's in use in place once it's done being used, clearing the lines, clearing the board, and creating the board. The piece here is basically your player controller. So, water. You see, I made a little note for myself right here while I was going through the tutorial, because I didn't want to stop, possibly mess with step delay tied to a timer to pressure player over time, resetting to, 1F, which is full speed, or the current step delay, on game over or victory. So basically, I'm making a note for myself to, revisit this with a function. If I want to go ahead and apply extra pressure, I can set up a timer that's visible on the side of the board that goes ahead and counts down from, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes. And then every minute that passes, it'll go ahead and just, chunk down 15% of the speed, or add 15% speed to the step, and then it's going to just start moving faster and faster going down. So you have less time to make a decision of whether you're going to try and hit a ship or try and, clear a line. Pressure. So we have our grid. It's using the data. We set the board size, which we have already, and the spawn position is set to be basically offset and up, so the piece will spawn somewhere up here instead of spawning right in the middle, because you don't want it to spawn in the middle. Now for the enemies, I'm going to try and have to make a spawner that looks for every valid location, and then every valid location below this point. The third line, the third row up here, that's going to be the limit. A sec. Where am I spawning? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So basically from this point down, I want it to be from this point down that the enemy ships can spawn. So that way it'll find anything valid from here down, and it'll spawn an enemy ship that's just gonna shoot bullets down. That's it. That's its only job. I'm gonna try and timeline that. Oh wait, no, wait, we're in Unity. I'm gonna try and do a timer that will go ahead and change the color of that ship slowly as it's getting ready to fire, so the player knows how long they have, and if they should, try and speed their piece dropping down to that area via using the S key, or if they just want to drop immediately if it's the ship is directly in a spot that would be occupied when they slam the piece down. That would be satisfying. We need to have a little explosion for when the ships gets destroyed. I say ships because I keep thinking spacey in my head, but I have little monster sprites, so they're just gonna generate energy and spit it at the bricks to destroy them. Speaking of spacey, I should have a background. Bring that out here. Yes, sir. Boop. Why don't I just 5 by 5? Nice. Why don't I just click the camera too? Yeah, perfect. It wasn't as perfect as I previously stated. I'm sorry for lying. Okay. Good. Yeah, buddy. I think I might actually have to replace the background sprite the grid tile. Yeah, I feel like that's... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Or... Oh, wait, we don't have a grid tile here. That's right. It's... Okay. I'm going to bring in a different grid tile. The color is going to clash a little too much with what's going on with the purple blocks, and I've been noticing it for a bit, and I've been trying to ignore it, but that's a design choice I should not be ignoring. So, what folder do I have this in? Tile Maker. Yeah, I made these tiles. I didn't download these. The only thing I grabbed from elsewhere was the border, which I already had my own border, but theirs was a little less auspicious. So I went with that one. It was better measured. But my grid is mine. My blocks are mine. The code was typed by my hands. And all is good, Beavis. So what do we have? Yeah, right. Get rid of that. Turn that on. That's the background one. Okay, so this needs to change. I am selected on the wrong layer. Let's unlock this one. Go to adjustments and do a hue saturation adjustment. What we want to do is we want to hit the colorize and yeah. Why not? Go ahead and call this alternative grid tile. That's the wrong place to store that. There we go. Actually, we're going to keep the tile maker open just in case. Never know. Come on, buddy. Where are you? Should be around A. Oh, there you are. Blended in with the background of other things. It's okay. UI sprites for the win and lose scenario. The enemy sprites, those are the monsters. Also got some bullets in there. You don't see the monsters yet. You little guy. Yeah. Alright. Just gonna drop it in here. So, we've now added that to the project, and we need to make sure that we make the same adjustments. Set this to 192 pixels per unit. Change it from tight to full rect. And bilinear to point no filter. Normal quality compression to no compression. Once we apply that, we can click on our grid, and where it says the grid tile right there for the sprite render, we can replace it with the alternative, and now the entire grid is saved. Though now I think I need to put my other background on there. Oh no, this is fine. I'm glad I left the little bit of green on the edge. Yeah, I think this was a better design choice. I can better read the color quality of the bricks, and it'll also probably make it easier to see the green outline of the safe bricks once I get started on that and stop playing Tetris. Jesus Christ, it's addictive. Okay. Good design choice. Next. jukebox was going to be to add game music to it. The SFX thing is going to be basically the same as my sound manager stuff, which I'm probably just going to import and use. The sound manager stuff, it's easier. Probably the menus too. And we have our anti-tetra bullet that I was working on and still haven't put a sprite on because we were going to make the animations for it. Let me give you a sprite. This one? Yeah, probably this one. Oh, damn. I didn't do the thing for the things. Actually, these aren't tileable. They're gonna have to be. No, they're not. I just realized that I'm not going to have them painted on, at least I don't think. We're going to have to see how they play with everything else. I'm going to wind up putting them on their own physics layer, and I'm going to have them only interact with the tags found on the tile maps. Or on the pieces, hopefully, if it can be detected as a part of the tile map. We'll see. Matter of fact, why don't I set something up right now to go ahead and test how that's going to work out. Because if I have, like, an orb or something, let me create empty, and we're going to go ahead and test sphere collider. And we're going to add exactly what we just said. Sphere collider. Let's go ahead and get a look at where this thing's at. What the fuck? Ah. Okay. Right, I gotta stop trying to do that. Yeah. It's kind of a obvious and auspicious piece right there. But if we drop it down to around here, take a look at that. Okay, so we can honestly just set the radius. Don't mess with that center. No, not 0. We want that at 5. Yeah, that'll work. That covers all the bottom row, and if I set it to... Let me create a little tester script. Or just put this on the new layer that I was going to go ahead and create. You can't spell projectile without tile. I don't know why that's so entertaining. I'm so sorry. Oh shit. Oh, I'm getting old if something like that gave me like a whole belly chuckle. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and for tags, we're gonna go ahead and make a projectile tag. We're going to make a... Yes. Tetramino tag. and an invader tag. The invaders would also wind up being on the tile layer along with the tiles, if anything. And now I need to go and change the actual collisions for these. So we go to the project settings, go to physics, and we want to go ahead and make sure that the projectile layer interacts with the tile layer, not the water layer, not the UI layer. Not the transparent effects layer. Honestly, not even the default layer. Ignore your default. No, because the tile maps are going to be on the default layer, probably. I don't know, we'll see. Tile. Tile! Projectile! Okay, that's fine. Tile can keep the rest of its stuff. So we have those. We have the tags to do simpler stuff. And now I just need a test script. By the way, the ghost script is literally just the, it's almost like a copy of the piece script, but it's basically creating that hollowed out ghost version. So it's for visualization of where we're going to move. And it's not actually an invisible visualizer. It is technically a copy of the piece that you are controlling, and it's just copying the inputs and generating it and deleting it constantly on a loop until you set your piece. So it's very useful. But we also have to account for that. So we cannot let the ghost have the same tag as the actual piece that we're using, because we don't want the ghost to interact with the bullets or the enemies at all. The ghost is just for visualization and should ignore everything else. Oh, and the data? Yeah, it's just a bunch of matrix information and storing the grid space of each tetramino used in each letter. That's what this is right here. And then for down here, these are basically, it's more math for wall kicks. So these two right here are about the wall kicks. And wall kicks is basically just when you have your piece all the way up against the wall. If you're trying to rotate it, it doesn't just rotate the piece outside of the wall. Yeah, wall kicks. The third one is technically about wall kicks too. Dictionaries, by the way, are basically just another way to store information. So you can store any type of information in a dictionary, but you can also give it a keyword. So we're storing these, like, within the key of tetramino I, we're storing the information of 1, 2, 3, 4 different vector 2s. And those vector 2s are just combinations of 0, 1, and 2. Nope, these are combinations of 0 and 1 positive. Oh no, there is a 2. Yeah. So that's just all telling it where to make the blocks in a grid, like in its own personalized grid, and then overlay that grid over the other grid, and blah, blah, blah. Lots of stuff in here. So, oh, up here was also very important stuff. This was the only stuff that I would never have gotten on my own, no matter how much Unity I would have done prior to this. I'm not good with math shit. So, very happy for the tutorial I followed. I will go ahead and link it in the description after the stream. And yeah, now I've officially gone over all the things. Now I can go ahead and do... Damn it. I made the script and then I didn't name it because I got distracted. I took my pill. I do not need to take another one. It will take effect in approximately an hour and a half. So this script we're going to call tester script, and we're just going to toss that right on the... Come on now. There you go. So we have tester script there, and we're going to open that up and immediately look for, let's see, it's a trigger. So be gone these. Be gone these. So first things first, we're going to get the private rigid body 2D. Just start with that. On awake, we're going to go ahead and get our rigid body. This is a just in case kind of thing, just to have that stored. But next is... brain, what am I doing? Trigger. Thank you. I'm looking for the trigger. On trigger, enter 2D. There we go. So on trigger, enter 2D, we want this to look for tetramino tag. If collision dot, if it were null, it wouldn't even be showing up. If collision dot game object the reason I'm lagging right now, even though we've done this command a million times, is because I'm not sure if this is the right one to use, because I don't typically use tile maps. That's why I prefer like 2.5D, because I like working in the 3D space environment, even though it's a little bit more complicated. Because in 2D, it's very hard for me to visualize important things like depth and, you know, things that don't typically exist in 2D, but you like to simulate in 2D for immersive gameplay. Think like old Zelda, Link to the Past, where everything was just a top-down map, but you could cross bridges that were over other areas that actually had enemies patrolling, and you wouldn't get hit by those enemies even though they crossed directly where your sprite was, because you were technically elevated over it. You know, in the logic of the game. But in actuality, on a 2D plane, y'all just overlapped. Something should have happened, but it didn't. You know, that kind of shit messes with my head. It's just because I don't understand it yet, and I haven't tried to do it yet. When my education is done, I can go ahead and start educating myself on the things that were, you know, kind of fallen by the wayside. So if collision, compare tag, tetramino. We want to know if it's going to detect the tetramino. We're going to do a print. By the way, they did add print to Unity, to the C# and Visual Studio and all that stuff for it, because it was just a common request. Instead of using debug.log, you can now just also use print. So we're going to print and that's it. That's all this is going to do. It's going to wait until it detects a collision with a tetramino tagged object, and then it's going to say, yay! So next is, oh, I see. Herein lies a problem. I've just realized. I can't use tags. Because what we are generating or drawing doesn't exist for us to, like, access, right? I never actually double-checked that. Let's see what happens. Pause. And let's take a peek. Debug updater. Nothing was added to this. And nothing new was generated or anything like that. Not by the looks of it. So it just says tile map. And that's when it selects specifically the thing that is moving, which is the tile. Huh. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to run this. I might have to find a way to generate the enemies on the tile map as actual tiles, and then have their bullets have a similar code to the tiles themselves, except, you know, faster. For you know, step logic to move down. Yeah, there's nothing for me to give a tag to. Interessante. Okay, so tester script, this is not going to work here. Let me go ahead and minimize a few things here that might need to be minimized. Set piece, clear piece. I'm going to leave is valid position and clear piece open, actually. You can minimize line clear. And awake. And start. So basically, I need to... This isn't really needed. What I'm trying to do is kind of copy this for spawn piece, and I'm going to do like a spawn enemy. And the spawn position is going to be somewhere that is a valid position on the map. Okay. Must think. Alright. Let's make an attempt here. And I can just use the tester script too. I just need to delete the tester object, because now this is just going to have to be something that runs off of the board as well. Close the board script, the piece script, and we're just going to keep that tester script open there. Not going to have any collisions. Goodbye. No rigid body will be detected. Ever. I'm not going to need Tetramino data because I'm not going to be a Tetramino, but we are going to... Oh yeah, that's right, that's what that does. Go ahead and copy. Paste, get rid of this. I'm going to move the piece closer. We're not going to need a rotation index. That should cover that. Let's see. Definitely grabbing that. because that's all the movement related stuff. There's movement. Want initialize, but Tetral data. It's not something that we will be offering. I'll need to copy and create a separate type of thing here. Let's see if I can manage it. So system serializable to make sure that it makes the struct, and then we're going to public struct Tetral Invader underscore data. Yeah, buddy. That was not the right curly bracket. Go ahead and toss that on there. And we're gonna still want the public tile, right? I need that. Actually, I need to double think. Trying to remember where. Okay, yeah, default for the map. I was like, we didn't make a tile thing, because I know we made Tetramino, but I definitely don't think we made tile. That's supposed to be one of the baseline ones based off the color. I need a different color theme. Really, they like their green shades too much, and it's starting to be a little bit of a hindrance on my eyes. So we're going to name the tiles for the Tetral Invader data the invaded tile. We didn't make the enemy type, but that's okay. We kind of did. Tester script. Because I am basically going to use this as the invader script itself, so hopefully it works out this way. Hopefully. Alright. Public vector to int. So this could honestly be copied, but it's good to practice it. So the reason I never used the get and private sets before, or private get sets or anything like that, I just didn't understand it as much, because it was like, okay, what is this doing? How does this function? But it's pretty much setting access privileges, as I understand it. And if I'm wrong, then I look like a fool, and it's fine, because I'm human. And I can't find anything that doesn't read like stereo instructions when trying to explain, like, the core things that's in here. Next. I don't think we need the wall kicks. Yeah. Public void initialize invader cells equals No, it was invaded tile, wasn't it? No. I see. Oh, because the cells tab is looking for tetrominos. Oh! Yeah, cells is specifically for tetrominos. Because that was what was setting their shape. Ba-da-ba, ba-dum-ba. I think in all technicality... We're not going to do a whole slew of things like that because it's not needed. Our enemies are going to occupy one slot. Like on generation, that's it. And it's going to be the same with their bullets. They're going to pretty much instantiate on top or directly below their... No, they're going to instantiate right on top of their... They're going to draw over their enemy and then proceed downward. Where the enemy will stay statically there until the player hits it with the piece. So technically this doesn't need a diccionario, but we're going to. Tester script and vector to int. It really doesn't need to be an array, but we'll go ahead and feed the machine. And it's gonna have the name of invader cells equals new. Aha! And you have that there. Yep. Cool. So within here, I'm pretty sure all I need to do is, since I don't have all these crazy tetrominos to worry about, and just the invader, it's going to be... Tester script. Oh, wait, am I gonna need to... Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to... Tester script, and new vector to int array with one singular new settle. Why this wrong? Unfortunate. Well, I don't think my code is going to convert properly. So, here's what I'll do. Instead of making a... Instead of making it based off the tester script class, we're going to just quickly knock in a new public enum, and it's going to be invader. And the initial state is going to be null, meaning not invaded, non-existent, whatever. So long as it's not null, it'll be something. Invader is the first state there, and then anti-tetral bullet. Damn it, fingers. Thank you. Oh, is it because I have the dash? Wait, what? Yeah, that's what it was. It doesn't like the dash. Alright, so we'll change this to invader. We'll go back to data and change this to invader. And you, invader, comma, huzzah. There we go. That was also one of the issues, is that I kept on doing cells. Okay. So now that I have created these things and stashed them amidst our stuff, let me go ahead and comment just in case. It's basically what it is. Like the rotation matrix, the reason we don't need that is because our enemies aren't going to be rotating or moving. The bullets are just going to go straight down. So, no need for anything like that. We just need the base, like, step information and the movement info of just move down. Like, smart. So on our board, we never set the serializable data. We gotta make sure we do that. After adding it as a thing here, obviously. Tester script, it looks for tetramino data, tetraminos, but I don't have tetramino data, I have tetral invader data. So we're going to look for piece doesn't do that. Ah, that's right, tetramino data was there, and now I need to I didn't put that one on there. Because now we can skip tetramino data and make that tetral invader data. Yes! Okay. So we've added that on there. And technically that should make it so we see the thing. Okay. So we see those there. So the board has that spot. We do not. So if we go here, Invaders. We don't use the wall kicks. It's fine. It is system serializable. Why you no show? I think I understand why. Tetral, invader data. Yay! Yay! There it is. So now we can add one. And now we need to go into our enemy sprites and create. We're gonna say this one. I like this one here. What's your information looking like? Correct. It's a 128, but we'll see how it does. I think I'm gonna force it to 192. I'm gonna see if that does anything like really bad. No way of fully knowing. Next, I need to go and create a new palette. Again. Tetral Invaders. I want to make sure we go to sprites, tiles, and select folder there. And then we're going to drag honestly. So they're single sprites, all full rect. Let's just set them all to 192, even if it's not exactly accurate, but we'll see what happens. Point no filter and compression is already applied, but we can apply the rest of this and hope. Wait a minute. I don't know about animated stuff. Oh, shit. Let me see what happens. Create animation. This animation will be bullet 1. Bullet 1 is going to have... Oh, come on. I don't need preview shit. Just let me do my shit. You won't let me do it unless I attach you to something, will you? Jesus Christ. Oh, hey, look, I was already kind of working on it. It's not really gonna work? Maybe? Well, this is an experiment, so let's see. We'll start with that one. Cool, yeah. Good. We want to set that color to like a blue. We also want to make that somewhat visible by bringing it out like -5. Is that a thing that we can do? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so there's that. I'm gonna dock the tile map up here. Now that we see this again. Set it to that. I'm gonna kind of save that swatch real quick, because now we're going to go ahead and do Animator. Actually, remove that. Remove, be gone. I want to open up that animation window. I'm going to dock that down here, pull this up a bit. Oh, you don't want to let me control my own windows? Fine. Now we hit create and just force it to do the thing that we were trying to do all along. Create a basic bullet animation. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just animate it so that way our bullets are very tiny rectangles that just shoot down. Rectangles, squares, whatever. We'll find a way. We don't need to make it fancy, but I would like to try and make an effort. I hate this. It's not that bad. I actually thoroughly enjoy what I do. The only thing I dislike is, like, crunch time stuff. It's one of the main reasons that I don't want to work out in the industry, because it would be a devastating mental health problem for me. But at the same time, I don't require the same amount of financial begging that the rest of the country has to deal with just because I'm disabled. And I don't say that to gloat. I honestly feel like shit most of the time about it. Because while I am somewhat financially okay, I have to look out at everyone else suffering. And it's not just looking out at everyone suffering. I make concessions wherever I can, to the point where I'm paycheck to paycheck, just to make sure that my other people that are important to me are, you know, alive. But that really should be my government's job, right? Not mine. Damn, I messed up one little thing, but it shouldn't matter because it looks like the color has stayed the same due to the sprite renderer. Copy this one, bring it over here, but I'm gonna have this one a little rotated. Yeah, buddy. Rotación. Add your base key there. By here, I want you to get rotated. Not that way. It's not rotation, it's transformation. That was a mistake. And by transformation, I mean scale. Yes. Okay, so first we want to go ahead and set scale normal. Add key, all normal. Okay. Which one am I inverting? Okay, it's not that one. That one has done nothing. I think it's the X scale. Wanna negative. This and the rest of this. Actually, minus that. Screw it. Copy that one there. But I also wanted these values over it. Damn it! Why you do this? Wow, that was like a whole... Oh no. Okay, so what if I went with... What's this one? So that's that direction, that's... Oh, that's basically exactly what I had. I wanted to rotate it a different way, didn't I? might be a Zulu rotation. Be gone! Let me try again. Doesn't matter how many times I fail, so long as I keep on trying. Rotation. Set key. Or add key, and then over here. Yeah, this is the one. Actually, I'm pretty sure if I just take this and... Haha. Now, if I just took the rest of these... Right. Take them and put them over here. But now they are rotatoed. Perhaps get rid of that one and smush everything in. Not really smush, but, you know, compress the frames just a bit. I don't want them to be completely wild. But pretty sure it was a copy of the previous one. I think I should want to copy a different one over. There we go. Now it's just going wild and crazy. And why is that 990? No wonder it's going crazy. Jesus. Wonky, crazy, but something that looks like it'd be okay going down. But I don't think there's a way for me to actually take this and turn it into a tile. I truly do not. Drag tile, sprite, or sprite texture asset. Yeah, it's not drag animation. So, sad. That's why I also brought in the backup sprite. Actually, that's the explosion that I was going to use. And I was going to use like one of these. Wouldn't make sense for the red to turn blue, so I could just use the blue part of the explosion and then, or rather, like one of the parts of the explosion as... Yeah, that looks like it could be a good explosive Tetral block destroying thing. That's going to be the bullet sprite right there. Get rid of that animator. Remove component. Probably also get rid of that animation, huh? Wherever we put that. Was that just in assets? No. Nope, it was there. Be gone. Yep. Zippity doo dah. We can, however, create an empty and call this explosion SFX, because we can have that spawn wherever the impact happens on the grid. Hopefully. Sprite. Boom. And now we can go ahead and do this and say boom.anim. Yeah. It's professional. And yep. Boop. I'm gonna grab those, shift them over. Shift, shift, shift more. Do it again. One more time. Let me hear it. Becoming a DJ. Funny enough, that's my last name's initials. Actually, a DJ. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it works. Oh yeah, I'm still looking at the tile map too. Let's see it. Why? What is still out? Oh. The bullet that I can't really spawn like that. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one. That looks destructive to a tile. Set this back to 2D real quick. Oh, yeah. You'll know when one of them got schmacked. Okay. We can get, put it into that. I like it. And we can zero this out in position and Z. We'll set the sprite order to 5. So that way it's definitely on top of everything. And let's set this into a prefab folder somewhere. Prefabs. Explosion SFX. Dunsky. Now, get off the screen. We want to go into this animation, make sure that we do not loop it. That's an important one. Cool. No, we don't X out from there. Oh, buddy. Okay, so the Tetral Invaders are going to be the sprites that we took the time to go ahead and make, or to change their settings to be appropriate here. And we're only going to use the one enemy. This one's going to be invader.asset. And then over here, we're going to have... Where's the sprite for that one really good bullet? It's in the explosion. That one. That's that one. Is that what I labeled it as in the anti-tetral bullet was the whole thing, but I'm just gonna say bullet here. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Right? What if I go ahead and apply this? Is that gonna... Can that make a difference? The enemy looks alright. I feel like it could be just a little bigger. Yeah, that also needs to be full rect. Whoops. And we're not extruding any edges. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was from. Should have paid better attention to it. almost certain that YouTube didn't send out my going live stuff, which is okay. There is no bitter here. Just means I have to be more conscientious of future audience that would be watching from future. Oh, god damn it. Apparently Humble has now been humbled. I don't know what happened to them. That is unfortunate. I have been talking them up a lot because I get a lot of deals from them. Oh, it says Humble Games, specifically. I use Humble Bundle to get game assets at fucking dirt cheap. But apparently now that's... I know that they stopped being a non-profit and were, like, acquired and became a for-profit thing. But I can't turn down the good that can be done with the cheap assets that I can get from those bundles. Yeah, I can't. I cannot deny it. I'm sorry, something has been bothering me this whole time, so I'm just gonna pull it up so that way it's there. And it was this one. This is the one right here. So let's see if I can go ahead and can I move? Yeah, move tab to another window. New window. This right here looks familiar, right? So, ironically, I found this before I made my decision for Tetris, and it helped me make my decision for Tetris. And you want to know why I found this? Because the fates intervened. I have been hooked on Hades nonstop, and I was looking for something for Zagreus from Hades 1. And the thing corrected to Zigguris. And I got this guy's channel that popped up, and it was a Tetris thing, and I was like, oh, I might need that later. But then I went back to looking for Zagreus stuff, and then I was like, wait a minute, I do have a puzzle project coming up. Let me bookmark this shit. This tutorial, 2 hours long, goes over every aspect of what I had before we started adding stuff for the Tetral Invader. Perfect tutorial. Perfect links for stuff. Everything. He explains everything. He's very, very good. Zigguris is the name. Only 23.9k subs, and this was posted 3 years ago. I don't know where they're at in their career right now. All I know is that with content this quality, with instruction this quality, for free, the sub button is also free. Do it. Talk this dude up forever. That was one of the best tutorials I have seen since like a Brackies tutorial or a Sasquatch B Games tutorial. Like, this dude jumped up in my, like, tutorials of quality listing so quickly. Initially, like, last stream, I was like, oh man, you know, I don't really, it's a 2 hour thing. I need to go ahead and have the time to do all that. And then after watching the video, I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and, like, go back, check a few of these things, and, like, really absorb this, because holy shit. I modified a good bit of it, but not enough to not give that man credit for what they did. That, absolutely amazing. That said, let's see if I can remake these tiles now, because I think I want to get rid of those two. I'll just get rid of... I was going to get rid of both of... Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of both of them. Just get rid of that tile. Map. Tetral_invaders. Again. Sprites, tiles, check. So the reason we're doing that is because we are... Oh shit, it made the Tetral Invaders enemy here. Huh. Oh? I like knowing the collider types. But that's not what I needed. I mean, it is what I needed, but it wasn't what I needed. This guy does look a bit bigger, but we're going to see if putting their actual size makes a difference. Nope, you don't go there. You go in tiles. There you go. Invader. I mean, kind of looks the same either way. Alright. What about the explosion that we went ahead and changed? Oh, I just realized the explosion's actually set to 256, 256. That's nuts. Make it 128. Not 1128. No! No, no. Bad. Invader bullet. Invader bullet. Decent size. Looks like it would come from that. 10 out of 10. What? What? In order to call get transform info, expect to update, render update manager, update all must be called first. Utility engine, GUI utility, process event. What is wrong with you? Do not use camera data after initialize rendering data. Camera data state may diverge otherwise. Rendering data takes a copy of the camera data. Oh, is this just an error in trying to, like, a visual glitch real quick? Is that all that was? Okay. It's part of the universal render pipeline, so it's, like, used by all of them. Hang on. My phone was kind of behind me. And I see my mother's name popping up. Oh, that's a scam. That's, well, not the one from my mom. That was something else. Hang on, I just realized, I just saw something important on Facebook. I need to block 2 different numbers, but I need to send this message to my parents. I hope I'm still on time. I really do. It's my parents' anniversary. They've been together now 20 years. I'm thinking back on it. Yeah, it's been 20 years since I lived in Bronx, New York. That was the last time that I lived there, like, comfortably with family. The next time that I lived in the Bronx, I was living in the Bronx, just living in the streets. And it was about 5 years later. Entirely my choice. My parents begged me, but I was like, no, I made my mistakes, and I gotta eat that out of the trash. So they were always there for me, always tried to be there for me, never lied to me ever, that I know of. Not even to try and protect me from stuff, because Mama knew that that wouldn't go over too well. She may have, like, sugar-coated things every now and again, but the only reason that got by me is because I was a fat kid, so I'd eat it. When they sugar-coat it, you eat it up. Because sweet things are better than harsh things, but that was always the intent of like explaining the harsher things, the bitter things later in life. Love my parents. Very fair people. Animation frame rate. Woo! Frame rate for playing animated tiles in the tile map. So I can make animated tiles. How? Explain this to me. I'm so interested. You don't say. Yeah, go ahead, do that thing. Oh. Yeah, there you go. You're fine. Alright, this is a possibility. I got tags and I got layers. Me slowly learning like a slightly underdeveloped child. Speaking of, I've learned the glory of Puffco's. Hashtag not sponsored, just damn, that's good. And speaking of, I haven't given it another test run today to see if it was just a one-day thing where it was just really effective and good. I can add components to this. Does that mean that I can technically add the script to... I'm not gonna deal with that. It's probably not the best idea. But I can draw these things on. I want to see how they kind of look on the tile. Oop. That is an impressive device. Very impressive. Latest subscriber was Cody Smith. Cody, thank you so much for the sub. When did that happen? Was I not paying attention? Hold up. I shouldn't like detract and run around trying to find it, but when? October 13th? You were that recent sub, and I couldn't figure it out. How my dashboard gonna do me like that? One of the things I despise the most about like the social media platforms built-in stuff is how is your built-in stuff not gonna be as up to date? The fuck? So sorry I missed the being able to acknowledge you for that, Cody. Thank you. Cody was my roommate when I was out in Korea, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent man. Wonderful father. Better be a damn good husband. Actually, you want to know how I know that he's a good husband? I know that Cody Smith is a good husband because his wife is a Latina. Now, the name Cody Smith does not evoke Very suave Latino charm. And I wouldn't have hung out with him if he were a meathead. He's a nerd. And he bagged a Latina. And she hasn't killed him. In fact, she bore him a child. That is how I know that Cody Smith is a good husband. A great husband. And a wonderful father and an excellent friend. Thank you for existing, Cody. On top of that, Amelia as well. Amazing, wonderful mother. Different person. This is not his wife. This is another friend from Korea. We three were the inseparable petty trio. Being petty about our unfortunate situations. Oh, I should be able to paint this on there. And then be able to undo it, like, immediately, right? Okay. Yeah! Now, what about this one? Yeah! See? See, this can work! This can definitely work. But now that we have the black background, I could technically use one of the different color guys. So, I might. Did I only drag in that color? Yeah, I did. Give me a moment. I gotta go into my sprites folder. System backup, sprites, and... shit. I can't wait for the day where wide-handed individuals like myself can have a mouse that is more like a whole palm rest. Because I have tried so many different ergonomic mouse possibilities, but all of them are either insufficiently engineered, or they have a weird texture that is bad. But I still have a vertical mouse because I actually enjoy the feel of a vertical mouse versus a regular mouse. The problem was that my skin, being as I have hyperhidrosis, I keep on sweating on my hands whenever anything is touching and covering them. They're just constant. Which reminds me, I need to use my specialized hyperhidrosis wipes. Quite literally. Generally, it's for use for people that get like the really sweaty armpits and stuff. And you're supposed to wash your hands right after. But see, my sweat points are my feet and my hands. To the point where if I stand barefoot on any like flat surface, or porous surface, or any surface at all, where my feet are just flat and it can create like a little pocket, it gets really humid and my feet sweat immediately and I start sticking to the floor. Like Spider-Man. Without the tiny little hair follicles. It's just sweat and bad. So you can imagine being in the military, where they have you wearing boots all the goddamn time. And since you have such limited space, you can't exactly have like 5 pairs of boots. So you keep like 2 good pairs of boots that you alternate between. But then you also still need your winter boots. And those are almost always going to get wet. So now you're going to have 4 pairs of boots anyway, taking up a whole bunch of space. So what do? Sometimes you wind up forgetting to go ahead and replace all the boots all the time. Then there's a pair of boots that you just can't wear anymore. And then slowly you just wind up wearing the same boots, and it gets worse and worse. Because they only give you an allowance for clothing allowance once a year, so that way you can get new fresh uniforms and or fresh boots. It's never enough for both. You have to choose between new boots paid for by them or a new whole uniform. And I typically went with the uniform because my size kept on growing in mass, and it was mainly centered around my ass. Ironically so, the ass that I never had. Because it just kind of went to everything around it. I've got the Hank Hill syndrome. Don't worry. Real ones know what that is. horrid, miserable. I actually like the way these red ones look. So we're gonna grab these as possibilities. Give them the treatment. I'm gonna get rid of my sacrosanct and holy bullets that I created. Yeah, delete them. Gone. But these, oh, these. Buddy, let me tell you. 128s, definitely. Full wrecked, possibly. Will they comply? Yes. So we apply. Hey, yo, the piano work in this one is nice. It actually pulled my attention. Hold up. That was very nice. Okay. I just saw an announcement from school/teacher. The announcement was that midterm grades are due by the 25th, so if there's any late work to turn in, the 24th is the latest. Now, typically I don't have any late work, but this was posted by the rapid game development instructor. And technically I've got 3 projects that were utter failures. But one of them was a worse failure than all the other ones, and that was me trying to make that RPG battle system, and I got, like, the UI stuff on there, but I never got any of the functionality programmed in time. So I worked in reverse order, which was, you know, bad. But they gave me the opportunity to turn in something else, anything else that's better for functioning by the end of the semester. And I can choose to either try and have it in by the end of the semester, or I can have my midterm look bad for now, the midterm grade overall, because they'd probably give me a 0 for that. Even though I did technically submit something, it wasn't really anything. Besides days of work for nothing. I can either try and turn something in by the end of the 24th, which is 2 days' time, or I can go and eat that low midterm grade and take my time and make a better RPG battle system. I'm gonna take my time with it. My ADHD needs it. I like to be able to focus on the things that I am passionate about, and I actually really like RPGs. And I was enjoying where the things that I was learning and teaching myself, trying to make that work, and I do kind of want to revisit it and make it work. So I think I will resubmit that same RPG battle system, but actually functioning as a battle system and not just 2 idle sprites with swappable menus. I'll make it work. For this, this tester script is supposed to be a copy of the thing there. I'm just going to call this call it Tetral Invader, and then I have to go into the scripts folder and rename that. Tetral_Invader. Oh no! Oh no! Reload. it's good now. Let's make sure that everything else is good. All right. So I think for the sake of, if I can do the collision the way that I think I can, then I'm thinking in these tiles over here, like all of these tiles have their collider type set to sprite. We could technically set it to grid. Should we? For the grid space that they're occupying? Nah, let's leave it be for now. But technically, these normal blocks that we're currently dropping, they're going to be completely unaffected by me changing the tag and layers of the damaged tetra bricks to projectile and tetramino, right? Now let me click on something else to refresh that, right? You wanna do the thing? Yeah, there you go. Let's take a look at that again. So we don't have... Oh, wait, we do have a tile there, huh? We did say that it would be in... They already have their collisions, like, affirmed. So we have the tetramino. We have the tile. The normal will stay normal. The protected will have the tetramino tag and be on the tile layer. Yes, change my children. There we go, refreshing that, making sure it's okay. So these protected tiles are essentially going to be hopefully what spawn first. I'm gonna have to tell it which pallets to use. This isn't what I wanted to open. Where's the tile maps thing? That's the border. Show me the ghost then. Fine. There we go. Tile map. Alright, so we do have the two different tile maps. I think I need to name these guys. Tile map board. And tile map ghost. I think I'll change the tile map board to tile map main. Oh yeah, technically the ghost is on its own version of the tile map. So it wouldn't have any issues. Yeah, because our piece is going to be here. Our Tetral invader is going to be here. This should be fine. No need to worry about the ghost then. Forgot about that little separation distinction. So I need to do the code that would draw this onto place. I'll do that in the board because it's already kind of all there. I need to make sure that we finish up with the information for the piece itself. So let's grab these, but we're going to Tetral Invader data. Yes. Fred Burger. Drink water, folks. Oh, so this was a fun operator that I learned about right here. This wasn't in the tutorial. This was something that I looked up myself because the engine made a recommendation and I decided to look it up. This is a new operator as of patch 7.0 or so for Visual Studio and for code and stuff. So what this does is it basically is the same as saying if this is null. Yep. So this is saying if cells is null, then vector3 will make it equal to a new vector3 in an array of the cell's length. Hooray! So I need to kind of grab all this, but then swap it. Not really do a swap, but a correction. No rotation index. Invade. Yeah. Yeah. No plus. Okay. Oh, shite. The bullet needs to be separate. Bullet's gotta go. Hello? You're not gonna let me, like, get rid of that? At a game object brush? Miss Scusi? Oh, I need to learn about the tile palette. Oh, yeah, no, we're gonna learn about some shit. There we go. There's the erase. Okay, so that's the Tetral Invader. It's going to be the same layer as the projectiles. That's fine. I need to make a different tile map for the bullet. And this is only because of the way that the rest of the code is currently set up, and I don't have the time to like fully educate myself on the intricacies of like detaching and making a standalone version for it. So we're just gonna kind of flow with it. Am I in the right spot? Yes. There should still be the tile in existence, actually, so I can kind of drop it on there, can't I? There it is. There you go. See, you're safe. That's good. I think it's in the board where I get tile map info. Yeah. So we get that and we do a private set. We get component and children for the board. So that's what gets our tile map that we wind up drawing on right there. I'm going through this right now because I'm trying to picture where I'm going to slot in these invaders and how I'm going to work it, right? So I need to know where we're getting the reference for the tile map. And now I need to figure out how to tell it which palette to use. Since I'm already using tile maps here, I think I'm going to do a private void experimental function for invasion. There. Now I think what I want to do is look for tile map dot doesn't seem like it. Animation frame rates, cell bounds, cell gaps. Okay, so it's got some stuff in here. Tile map positions change. Oh, it's got excellent events that we can use. Cell layout, cell swizzle, and orientation. Not what we need. Animation frame rate, color. Editor. Wait a minute. Active enabled. Name, orientation, origin, size tag, tile, anchor, transform. Add tile animation flags, add tile flags, box fill, la 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 la. Oh, hey, look, they're all tiles. I made my version of that. Contains tile, delete cells. Just to keep y'all filled in, I am looking for anything regarding the palette. The palette in use. If it's not tile map, it's tile. That's looking for the collider type, creating instances. No, not quite. Let's see what other types are available here in tile-based information. Ah. Tile palette. I need to remember where we're telling this thing to pull these from. Public class for a default tile in the tile map. Okay. Where's my references? You usually always show me references. Let's bring this up, shall we? Sorry, this is going to be like a very, very dull part of just staring at walls of text at this point, because I need to read and try and figure some stuff out. And it can't be helped. It'd be happening either way. So that's getting called by those three only. Tile map extras, tile collider type, default collider type, sprite, okay. If that's not being called in assembly with the rest of our stuff, that's in the tile map extras. That's just kind of happening behind the scenes. And then we tell it, what information do we give it? Yes, 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 yes. Separating that out real quick. The other stuff is all wall kick related. turning this into a region. That way I can peacefully be gone with that shite. There we go. Now it doesn't look as wild and crazy. That's all it really needed. So again, where are we getting... I don't remember at any point actually telling it to use specific tile map. This shouldn't even be in here. This is a prefab. Wait a minute. Oh, the explosion is there. That's, oh, that's the bullet pallet. I was about to get rid of that. Whoops. So, let me go back to the normal one here. Okay. What is telling this thing to make you the normal? Going to main. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Fun. Yes. But that's to modify the tile map, right? Is it the grid? Like, how do I get this as a reference that I can use? Oh wait, what was that? Active palette. All right. We're gonna need to bring in our trusty friend. Internet! Behold, the internet! Immediately blocked the tracker and ad as I pulled it up. That's awesome. Excellent advertisement there. One sec. See that someone is developing an escape room in a week. Luck to them. Although if they have the passion for it, then they're definitely all about it. Love my parents so much. So much do I love my parents. We're going to look up Unity. Picking what palette to use through code. And that's not the... Wait, did they spell it that way? No, they definitely spelled it the correct way of palette. There you go. To programmatically, that's the wording. Programmatically select a tile map palette. You can use the tile palette class. Retrieve a reference to the desired tile palette. Okay. Replace my tile. Okay, obviously. Activate the selected palette. This is insane. This AI? This is useful AI. Because this isn't ChatGPT AI right here. This is something that's included with Brave browser, and I always look to it real quick because it's not generating this information, it's scraping it from the top hits of the sites and then just compiling it together in a legible manner. That's all it's doing. I could literally click on one of these first two right here and find the exact information that this is spitting out to me. So that'll make it the active one. That's an option to create a different one. New tile map. Okay, assign the new tile palette to the tile map, which would be tilemap.setPalette. Yeah. Well, that would be if I were creating a new one. So we already have the tile map. Do a get palette with the name bullet when we want to instantiate the bullet and move it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. I don't know why my brain was having such difficulties. Oh, we know why my brain has difficulties, never mind. So I'm going to want... public. This is gonna be a rough one. Yeah, we'll just do tile palettes. But I need to find what it actually is. So, obviously there's not going to be a compile for that. I'm just going to do this and scroll down through the thingamabobs. So, only classes. Palette brushes pop up tile. So, it might be the tile palette element. Private tile. Gomer tile. Shaving private tile. Familia. ¿Qué pasa? Ok. ¿Está bien? Oh my fuck, are you kidding me? Alright, y'all are gonna watch me do a whale move. Actually, terrible idea. It wasn't for the name that I currently have either. I find myself quite humorous, and I mainly play Dead by Daylight if I'm gonna be playing an online game. But no, something very wild and awesome just was brought to my attention by a certain individual. Called Rytoast. And Rytoast has revealed to me yeah. I'm gonna buy it first and then I'm gonna reveal it. Why do I keep on... No, continue to payment, not continue shopping. Stop that. Yeah. Shut up and take my money. Yeah. Install. Okay, now I can go ahead and show. Amanda the Adventurer 2 is officially out. We're gonna pause the music real quick. We're just gonna watch the demo. do it again.
Well, I guess we all get a little scared at night, right?
I didn't make this, but the first Amanda the Adventurer was kind of inspirational. I'm not gonna lie, because of all they accomplished and all that they like stirred up in the community, all in a manner of one room. Think about it. The level design there was genius because all of the interaction was really happening via the pre-recorded tapes that just had different outcomes based on when you did an interactive input. That's all. That's all it was. It was so simple. And it was amazing. Like that game could have, I'm pretty sure one of the guys there was probably just an animator and was doing all the animations and enjoying the hell out of it. And then there was someone else that was like kind of good at scripting to tie everything together, and then done. You only really needed like 2 proficient people to go ahead and make that really, really like at its core for the core gameplay loop. That's all it would have really taken. Good animator, good scripter. The rest, everything happened in a box. It was all in a box. You were in a box the whole game. It never felt like that though, because while you were in that attic, the space of it, the size of yourself, the perspective of everything, because you know you were supposed to be smaller, and you're there in this attic, the creepy environment is really setting all of the tune and mood. And then the videos that literally zoom in your camera, so you're there, you're focused on the video, and everything that happens from there on is just your interactions with them. And hey, look at that, Amanda the Adventurer 2 is ready to play. I will play that when I'm done stressing about this. So let me go ahead and pull up that reference that I just had up. So tile palette isn't even registered as a thingamabobber. Because I tried to, and it ignored me. Yeah, see, that's Unity Engine tile map, and this is a Unity Editor tile maps element. This doesn't feel right. Let me see if I needed a particular... Yeah, I don't think that's going to show up. No, it's just all to do with those two. So if we're already using both of those, then it kind of would have to be what we had, right? Public tile. It just does not quite feel right. Hang on. I'm saving that so that way I can see what it shows up as when we go over here. I'll have to swap that over eventually, but where's this? Hold up. Hold it. Piece and tile map actually don't show up there. So let's just do that. Show me the damn thing. The private set meant that it wasn't going to show up, right? Why is it not showing up at all? I don't think this is one of the things that I can use. So, oh, let's put the music back on now that we're not having Amanda the Adventurer. Hey, Abman, welcome. I'm having me a good little struggle. They're considered prefabs. But they're not. I mean, they are, but they're not. Grid palette. Grid palette. You motherfucker. Let's try that one. See if that one shows up for me to possibly, potentially tinker with. I'm guessing if I... Hold up, I need to lock that first. I'm guessing if I take this and drag it in here, it won't work. So now that I have that in there, what kind of stuff can I access? Oh. Yeah, I would have to do that, huh? Go. I have working Tetris, man. Now I just need to get my invaders in there, and then we'll have Tetral invaders. Actually, this isn't in the children, it's just right there on the main palette, wouldn't it be? Yep. Grid board there. So... that should mean if we go here... let's set this... that, making it an array. And since it is public, I'm going to go ahead and fill the array. So what I want to do is I want to rename the settings for all of these. Let me get rid of that. Is it allowed to be renamed? Probably not. Damn. Can't rename it. That's gonna make that difficult. So I'll have to go by memory of my general order of operations here. So we're gonna start with going to board, relocking that, and saying the first element is going to be the protected. Zero equals protected. 1 equals damaged. 2 equals normal. Three equals invader. 4 equals bullet. That's going to be the order of operations for the elements in the grid palette. And I need to modify that invader script for this. That shouldn't still be there. We already put protected in there. Let's go ahead and find damaged. There's damaged. There's normal. There's Tetral Invader. And then the last one is bullet all the way up here. I hope that works. So, let's see. If we set it to grid palette 0 dot, ooh, set dirty. That's nasty. Grid palette dot get value. Is that going to be the one that works for me? Man, this is rough. I need to look up the information for this thing. I don't know what the commands are. Let's see. I don't care about dynamically generating tile maps. Is there any way to directly reference a tile palette in code and access the tiles by index? That is a lovely question. Pretty much exactly what I want. Access tile palette. The palette won't exist at runtime. Internally, the palette is just a scene with a tile map loaded. it's a scene, why is it a prefab? To say what tile means what, create a reference link between itself and the properties. May as well do it now. Create a master tile list and use that instead. I don't like. Yeah, this is what's blowing my mind, is that there's no tile palette option. Add the tile map palette, the tile map package to the project, then there's no way. There's no way. Why would it have even given me as much as it's given me this far if it didn't have... Don't tell me that. Okay. Okay, those are on there. Let me look and see that there's nothing else tile-y related. I don't see anything else. Yeah, okay, cool. I was gonna say, there's no way that those aren't, like, in there and on. Because I know I took care of that, like, at the very start. Extra scripts. Let's look at the dependencies. Samples. Waterfall. Animated tile. Don't care about that. Dungeon rule tile. No. Pipe rule tile. No. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a headache for me right now. Services. No, I don't need any of those. Go back here. Sprite shape. I don't care about the sprites and sprite shape stuff. Damn, this is crazy though. Yeah. Using tile map editor. The tile palette manual. How are they gonna... Yeah, okay. Editor reference. Explore and understand the properties of the tile map palette editor window. There's the hierarchy window. Yeah, okay. Palette toolbar. Okay. Active target drop-down menu is... Oh, okay. Yeah. Lovely. Displays the assigned script asset that provides a fixed set of APIs for painting on tile maps. The default is the grid brush. Tile map focus overlay. Not quite where I need to be. Tile palette properties. When you create a new tile palette, you must configure its properties before the tile palette asset can be created. Interesting. Tiles for tile maps. I'm sorry. Lay out linear segments onto the tile map that automatically join up as you paint. This is designing tiles that are meant to be roads or pipes. Oh. Say how... Scriptable tiles, you can assign behavior scripts to, and you can paint with the scriptable tiles on a tile map component. Alright. That's fine. All tiles added to a tile map component must inherit from tile base. Tile base provides a tile map with a fixed set of APIs to communicate its rendering properties. Location of the tile and the instance of the tile map the tile is placed on is passed in as an argument of the API. You can use this, fine, okay. Tile base. Thanks, Unity. Try it again? No? Okay. Just check. Tile map component reference. Frustrate. Such frustrate. It's like I can... These are the tile maps themselves. That much I know, because this asks for the tile map that we want to use and whatnot. Or rather not. So, like, I can see that the tile maps are accessible here. I can see that all my other stuff is accessible here. I just don't know how to make it swap between them. Which is... causing issue. What is this? Authoring game objects on a grid and authoring tiles on a grid. It can be used for both at the same time if necessary. Basically, the default brush allows you to pick and paste tiles, game objects, from one area to another. Okay. That's wonderful. Love your matrices. Matrices. But I shouldn't be messing with any of that. I'm sorry, I'm just having a really hard time trying to comprehend where and how this would work. I almost want to make a separate invader grid, but then it wouldn't be able to interact with the other ones. I'll be right back, I gotta use the bathroom. Almost back. Friendly neighborhood spider guy had to stop by for a visit. Love the guy. Right. So, I'm having like a little existential crisis. I'm gonna do that. Hmm. I didn't even put anything in there. Didn't even put anything in here. Okay. Let me comment these out. Again. With the exception of this. Oh, hey. A new driver update. That's crazy. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Let me make an enemy. Because we found the tagging information, so I'm going to see if I can make this work the easy way. Let's go ahead and add an empty invader sprite. Unlock this sprite render. Pick one of these invaders. Any one of these. -5, or sorry, +5 in the sort order. Okay. So it looks like I'd have to just add 0.5 to each of these for its spawn point. Okay. Little experimentation. So we can just kind of do general randomization from +5, 5.5, 6.5. Yeah, from 6.5 down to approximately -10, 9. Yeah. No, we don't want to spawn in that low, actually. Never. Yeah, so I think it's actually just a 6.5 to -6.5 range, only using the increments of, like, whole numbers. So I'll set it as a whole number thing, and then add 0.5 to whatever it is. So... private... vector 2 underscore spawn position. We want to make sure that whatever the wherever the pieces are, whatever their locations are, that this doesn't spawn on it. So that's why I have the reference to the board, so that way I can use the board's already built-in is valid position calculation to get that feedback of if it's a good spot for it to spawn or not. So that'll be a part of the spawning algorithm isn't really the word for it. That'll be how it gets there. Everything else is just painted on in one solid thing, but this will be the thing that will just spawn and then get destroyed. It's either that or I place one in every square and then randomly activate it. Like it'll check an array of all of them and say, hey, if there's not one active, let's activate one. And it's been this long since it was last active, so activate one. That could be an interesting solution. We need a serialized field, private float. Was it a float? Was it supposed to be a float? What was I just thinking about? Brain, don't do this to me. Attack rate. And that is definitely going to be a float. Just in case, we're going to do a serialized field for the spawn rate as well. And we're going to set the spawn rate to an initial thing of about 3. And the attack interval to a thing of about 3 as well, just for testing purposes. Gonna need to remake that bullet too. Create empty. Bullet. Create empty. Bullet sprite. Renderer. Explosion. Number 2. Negative. Not negative, but positive 4 in the sort order, so it shows up below the creature, but above everything else. And I can probably go to the creature now and set that sprite back to normal. Let's go to scripts and add this script to the invader. Go to our board and remove it from our board. Okay. So I think for the spawning command, just gonna say spawn somewhere, and spawn position is going to be equal to random dot range It's doing it automatically as a float. Inclusive. Say between 0 and... what was it, 6? It was -6 and 6. Min inclusive, max exclusive, so we set that to 7 actually. Oh, right. It needs it for... it's our left and right maximum. 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. So 4 is going to be the maximum, so we need to set that for -4 to 4, or -4 to 5. Gotta make sure it has all the proper parentheses. Oh wait, actually it's because I didn't do new. There you go. By typing new, it's generally accepted now as a way of saying a new version of whatever this variable I'm trying to set is. And since the system already knows that spawn position is a vector 2, it set it to be, whenever I use new, you see that it's showing up with the information of vector 2. I mean, it might not be very readable for you guys, but trust me, bro. It says vector 2. So we've set the spawn position to some random space there, but we are also going to add 0.5 F. So the random ranges are integer inclusives and integer exclusives on the max. But then afterwards we can go ahead and add a float to it because we are still setting a vector 2, which is 2 float values. So cool. That should work. Next would be probably to test this. Let me chill and test this out first. Just to have this initialized. And then no. Yeah, no, it shouldn't matter for right now. That's not what I said. But now it's signed that way, isn't it? Yeah. Wasn't until I did that. Learned your lesson, didn't you? And I woke up in a cold sweat today. It was past both of my alarms. And it was like 2 in the afternoon when I woke up. And I panicked because I was like, oh, I'm late for my programming class. I gotta hurry the hell up. And I panicked and rushed through all my morning routine. And then I realized that it was Tuesday, not Wednesday. Good times. Oh, right. I set the spawn position, but I didn't actually derp spawn anything anywhere. Hold up. I don't want to disable it. say, but if I set a few bools here, private bool can attack equals true off the bat. Private bool attacking equals false. I'm thinking of things that I could toggle so that way I can make this a singular thing that its spawn somewhere is just telling it to relocate to a spot and then reactivate itself. I think that could actually be it. Those are the only bools I would need for right now as far as I can think. So we have those. We're going to call spawn somewhere, and then let's see, on awake we're going to control our sprite for the most part. Private sprite. This. Or just invader sprite. Now, invader sprite should be identifiable as one of the things for get object in children. Or get component in children. I can get the sprite render. Let me do the sprite render. Convention. Okay. Now on awake, let's go ahead and I forgot the most important thing. One of the most important things. Doesn't need to be public. We can serialize the field, and I want to put in the private game object invader prefab. I need something to spawn, quote unquote. Oh wait, no, wait. That's why I was thinking of just making it the one thing, right? That just kind of exists lurking there that can spawn in. I like it. On awake, we want to get the sprite render. So underscore invader sprite render is equal to get component sprite render, but this is going to be get component in children because it's not on the main body, it's in one of the child components. We want to make sure that it'd be funny if we just set our order in the layer to be different each time instead of like setting the color alpha. But setting the color alpha is exactly what I'm gonna do. Not there. Private void alpha toggle. And this is going to take sprite render. We're going to actually get the sprite and store it as well. Private, damn it, stop it. Private sprite, invader sprite. Invader sprite is equal to underscore invader srenderer dot sprite. So now I can just kind of circumvent having to do this longer part by just doing invader. It messed me up. It proved me wrong. Already, so quickly, the whiplash. This is gonna be... Don't do this to me. Oh my god, it's the color. It's the color I'm changing, not the sprite. Fingers, work. Thank you. And... there we go. And now we can do this. Yes, yes. Color dot A. That's all we needed. Because now we want to say one of the bools is going to be is active. Or just active. We're going to set it to false initially. And we're going to see if active. I hate when it does that. The auto formatting is like, you have to do things a very specific way for it to format it the way you want it to when it's doing it this way. But it didn't used to be that way. It's like it changed the convention that it was using, which is annoying. So for this alpha toggle, if we are active, we want... Actually, if active and underscore invader color dot A is not equal to 1, there you go. Hold up. Hold it. We do a little switcheroo here, and then down here turn this into case A. If break actually this should be true, and we also want to tell this, hey, why is spawn somewhere gone? Oh, because I haven't completed this yet. We're checking if active. And we're gonna go ahead and toss this in there as it's supposed to be, because that's why it's actually freaking out. Cool. Next is case false. Then if invader color alpha is not equal to 0, we will set it to 0. And break. Good job. We hold Alt key and highlight. We can highlight all these rows simultaneously and hit that. And then we can click regular to get out of there. Give that a couple spaces to differentiate between the two. We can collapse these down so that way we can just know that there's a switch there with a true or false in between. And that's it for the alpha toggle. When it's called, it's going to basically make a decision based on our state of activity. Ow. Oh yeah. So good. I think I need to make this a private vector 2. And then call this prospective spawn position. And then return the prospective spawn position. Actually, technically, hold up, check this out. Let's see if this works. There you go. No need to come up with a name. As whenever this is called, it's just going to go ahead and return one of the positions within the range that we've told it is allowable. Now the next thing is, let's see. Let's see. Now I need to do a private void spawn somewhere. Now that I've changed what it originally was, I can minimize all this again and say first things first, we need to run the random random spawn position. We start with that. We do random position, and well, rather, if random spawn position where's the is valid check for this? What do you need? You need a piece. I need to copy this and see if I can valid spawn position and say that piece is Tetral Invader, named Invader. Invader dot invader Scusi. What was it looking for? I spaced out. That's right, it's looking for that stuff that we're not currently using in our thing. For the spawn position. Burp. We have a reference to the board, right? So let's see here. What can I do here? If what's the name of the board? Just board. Board dot what? Active piece bounds. Tile map dot I'm gonna try and find a specific like a way that says like get cell or something that tells me if there's something in the cell. It's just, since I'm not familiar with these, it's gonna be a little rough. Ah! Contains tile, and then I can look for what, a very specific tile-based tile asset? Holy crap. There's a lot here. Can I find something that would, you know, fit this? Ah, there we go. Tile asset, tile to check. Full position valid. See, unless I present them with a tile, it won't, a piece, it won't work with the given validating position thing that we have. So it's like I either have to create a secondary validation system for the invader, or... Let's take a look at this again. Every cell is valid. Well, there's only going to be one cell that I need to see. That's why they want the piece. They want to make sure that the amount that I've got is alright. Well, the length of the thing was only supposed to be 1 anyway, but that don't matter. So if we say that that's just 1 to begin with, it takes that position. So the tile position is equal to the cell that it's in plus the vector 3 position, and then it tells us if it's within the bounds. Oh, so we did do a tile map has tile for the tile position. So that's all I need to do. Is give my position and then have this tell me if it's true or false. So if I go public bool is valid, damn it, is valid spawn position vector 3 int position. See, I was being dumb before and trying to make it like an exact copy of the already existing of this already existing thing, but I didn't need to once I actually just like stepped out of my own head for a second. Turn default there. We want it to be true, but it will return false if tile position no, it doesn't need to be tile position for this one. It just needs to be position, right? Yeah, that's all I need to worry about. Our enemies and bullets are literally just one tile in size. Makes it easy. So now we have that bool that exists in the board. So we can go back here and say that we don't need that anymore because we can just if board dot we just made a function for this. Come on, man. Brain is valid spawn position. Yay! Right. Now we do random spawn position after I store it. So we're going to say prospective position new, or rather vector 2 prospective position is equal to random spawn position. And we're storing it so that way we can use it in these without worrying too much about it being gone. Oh, I needed it as a vector 3, huh? Vector 3, and let's settle. What, is that not good enough? Cannot convert from Unity Engine Vector 3 to Unity Engine Vector 3 in. Oh my god. Oops, I just closed out the board. No, I didn't. I pinned it. That's actually kind of better. That is actually... Yeah, alright. Fine, I'll give it that. We're not gonna make it an int. Board? Oh shit, but it's gonna kind of need it. Uh... Fine. Needs to be int, and this would wind up being... We'll take these away for now. And then I'll say private vector 3 accepted spawn position. Make this vector 3 int since it is active there. Cool, that fixed all that. Oh, how lovely. And if it is a valid spawn position, then we go ahead and say that that vector 3 int position that we feed in will become the accepted spawn position by taking spawn position and making it equal to... Oh. I can turn this into a void. We don't need to return this because we're going to be setting the spawn position. Equal to position x plus 0.5f position dot y plus 0.5f and 0. Might have to do a little fix in there. Oops. And this one would be there. What? Why not? I'll let it tell me. What are you missing? What do you want? Vector 2 does not contain a constructor that takes... Aha! Because the spawn position, I get it. I can ditch the 0, in other words. That's all. So now we go to accepted spawn position. And we have to feed in the prospective position that was accepted. Else... continue. Excuse you? Do you not have... Oh my god, you don't. You should. Stop doing that! This is a command. Stop doing the fucking thing, I swear to God. Okay, so apparently that's not a command in Unity. Good to know. Jesus. Sometimes I hate the overly aggressive AI replacement substitution jutsu bullcrap. Water. Thanks for being here, admin. For the time that you were. Run it again. Then we go ahead and say... No, we don't set it active yet. This is all part of spawn somewhere. Oh, wait. Damn. Damn. Oh, the can spawn thing is basically useless too, because we're already getting that via the is valid position. Nah, we'll use it anyway. Can spawn. Initially set to false. If Jesus, you really want all of the givings before you just let me have anything, don't you? F it. Whoops. How far did I go? Still need the can spawn there. That needs to stay. If... Oh my god, this auto crap is killing me. If can spawn... Wanted to make sure that it didn't add some random using up the top because it randomly wants to add stuff in itself. If can spawn... Then we're going to... This should come later, actually. If can spawn is false, then we need to get perspective positions. Can spawn equals true. Instead of this if, what about a while? Alright, so while can spawn is false, it will constantly look for a perspective position, and it'll check the board for that spawn position, and then set it to true. If this happens, I'm just going to say print spawnable. So this should start it starts inactive, right? Yeah, inactive, can spawn as false, attacking as false, but can attack as true because it technically can. And the alpha toggle should only happen when it's getting swapped from active to inactive. But we'll worry about that later. Private void spawn somewhere while can spawn is negative, then it's going to run all this stuff. Yes, yes, good. And so far, this only happens once on start. I have this code on something already. Yes. Cool. Should say spawnable. That's all I want it to do. Object not set to a reference. Spawn somewhere. Uh-oh. 56. Oh. So the board's not set to a reference? How? We're going to go ahead and set this here, and we're going to troubleshoot. I didn't attach it to Unity, that's why it didn't say anything. Pauvre me. It should start and then immediately stop. Okay. So the perspective position here would be -2, -1. So then that means our next move is step into. So it's going to go into the board, which is null. Did I not? Assholes. I don't have to do that with pieces, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the pieces are all attached to the board, so I can just initialize everything with the information that already existed. That's why that was that, and that was like that. Alright, let's hope that this works. Oh, hey, this was actively still running. Whoops. Is it true that the One Piece anime was basically dragging on with itself on with the chapters to not catch up with the manga? What do you mean? Like that they intentionally slowed themselves down? You mean like with filler and stuff? Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely are delaying the anime for basically 6 months until April, so that way the manga can have time to actually generate content, because seeing as how they just finished up or are finishing up the Egghead arc, which they stopped at a perfect time. There's so much that's gonna like hit people for these upcoming episodes that they're gonna have to wait quite a long time to see. It's going to be absolutely heartbreaking. It's going to be traumatic. Just because the story is traumatic. I'm not saying like cartoons are going to traumatize people. I'm just saying that the story is extremely traumatic and can trigger those that have experienced traumatic experiences. That said, it's amazing literature. And it's going to be amazing to see it when it's ready. I'm glad that they're slowing down, taking this break, and allowing the absolute G that is Eiichiro Oda to go ahead and, you know, continue creating what he needs to create. Because the arc that we go into after what's currently being put into the anime is a very long anticipated arc that everyone has been like anticipating for over 20 years now, since the Little Garden arc, which most people that start One Piece, at the very least, they get to Little Garden, because that you don't even have 4 members of the crew yet by then. That's less than half the crew. That's still like the first 30 to 50 episodes, I'd say, if not within 70, which is very, very short. What they're gonna do though is they're releasing the filler content that they're releasing isn't just gonna be like repeats of the episodes, but they're reanimating and remastering the Fishman Island arc, which was another admittedly really good arc and really lore intensive arc that was overshadowed by how long it dragged on. It was a thing, it just dragged on. The villain didn't feel like they were like really that impactful until the end when things were happening. It was just mainly a lore dump of a chapter that took too long to get on for a lot of people. So them remastering it is going to be good. Let me continue with this real quick. I need this to jump into the next. Okay, so it knows the board now. So we can step into that. Next step. And now let's see what it does. If tile map has tile position, that position is available. So we set that. That is now false. We jump out, print spawnable. It printed. So now we know. That now works. I did do a whole lot of clicky around there, sorry. I know it was bouncing back and forth between them pretty quickly, but it was just me literally jumping to the next step in the code and what it was executing in order. So now we know that it can successfully select a spot for us. Now we can go ahead and say that that spot is where we spawn. So we're going to say Tetral Invader. Which we're going to tag as an invader, add it to the projectile layer. Just this main object. Okay. We're going to say game object dot transform dot position equals underscore spawn position, now that that's been set by our accepted spawn position thing. And then we should be able to set, we should be able to underscore active equals true. Yep, thank you. That's the only time I will thank the auto for changing my shit. So we set active to true, and then we want to call alpha toggle. Because in theory, this should have been pretty much zeroed out. Oh, alpha should have been 255. I see. So let's go to these cases and say if alpha is not equal to 255, oh, hey, the bullet's there. Ha! It's funny. We'll tag that as a projectile on the projectile layer. This object only, not its poor unfortunate children. I'm starting to get hungry. We will cut the stream off at 9 o'clock today. I would typically give it a little extra, but I'm gonna want to spaz out and go crazy here soon. So, and by that I mean I'm gonna eat like an animal while having a video playing that's gonna be obnoxiously loud and someone talking at me while I'm trying to do this as well. I'm gonna just let everything collapse around me while I finish this up, but we know what the general concept is and we're making headway on it. I technically don't need to attach this right now, so it's just gonna kind of be a thing. We're going to disable this bullet, so that way it's just not there. The Tetral Invader is, however, there. It's just not really going to collide with anything. Unless we give it, perchance, a sphere collider. But I think that should actually be here, on its own thing, so that way I can turn that collider on and off if I want to. Remove that, and sphere collider over here. Let's turn on the sprite real quick. Just so that way we can see how we're sizing the collider. Actually, it shouldn't be a sphere collider at all. I'm going to set a regular box collider for it. Edit collider. No, size 111. Take this out. Where's your box? I want to see. Okay. And that looks like it would be in line with the position of the thingamabobbers. Thingamabillybobbers. Now I just have to hope that it doesn't automatically trigger and detect based on the grid itself. So we're going to set is trigger. Okay. I just kind of want to see if I can do a private void on trigger enter 2D. Print collision dot game object dot name. Okay. Let's see. Let me turn this back to its prior state of invisibility. Invisibility? The invisibilitator. Okay, we can set this back to 2D. Zoom out, about, move around, take a look. That dude's now completely invisible. I said completely invisible, look away. Good. Away. Save, and then we're going to give this a run and see what happens. Unfortunate. Let me pause here, and let me see what happened. Okay, so the Tetral Invader did find its spot. That's great. Alright. Looks like I'm going to need to pop that right there, and we'll restart this. Gonna wait for that to hit. Okay. Switch active. And it's currently true. Our alpha is 0, so if it's not equal to that, it needs to become that. Let's see this play out. Yes. Yes. It should be done. What is happening? Oh no. Why are you not doing it? Let me see. Tetral Invader. Invader Sprite. Get component in children's sprite renderer. Yes. Okay. I guess this thing wants to be a rather difficult. So, we're going to go here, and I'm going to create 2 more colors. They're just going to be 2 serialized fields. Close, but no cigar. That's right. Next. Wonderful. If invader color A is not equal to underscore active color, make it so. Delete, 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 and delete, and see if this is underscore inactive color. If it's not, set it to the inactive color. Okay. Apparently changing the number values wasn't going to be enough. So we're doing it this way, and then we're going to go here. This is the active color, so active is going to be with alpha on, and this is going to be the active, but with everything off. See how that works? Let me ditch that and see how this plays out now. Hey, there he is! We found our guy. Although, there was no collision there. Definitely no colliding with it thus far. Okay, how's this? Let's see. Board is valid. Spawn position. I'm gonna look for this, except I'm gonna use our current transform. Private. Void. Impact. Yeah. I don't know why I put weird emphasis on there. Don't judge me. If we'll do transform game object dot transform dot position dot x game object dot transform dot position dot y. Are you vector 3 int? I didn't convert these. Vector 3 round? No, that would be a like a round vector. Math f dot round. There we go. Round to int is what I'm looking for. Now let me also put that over here. Like that, and like this. Do that and that. Why? No overload method for it takes that. Oh, right. So I needed to do new and then open that up. Why is this not? Oh, wait. Is there supposed to be a return? There's not supposed to be a return here. Let me see where I'm at. Ah, I didn't finish it. Still didn't finish it. Now it's finished. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Woo! I enjoyed the Marvel vs. Capcom games. They were a different type of awakening for me. But enough about Felicia. And Blackheart. That game didn't shape various parts of my psyche. Not at all. That didn't clash the comic book love that my mother instilled in me with my growing video game love. No, not at all. Worst trade deal in America. Was that guy trading up from TV entertainment because it's entertaining to watch him flail. So we're basically doing this impact check to see if anything is going to be hitting us anytime soon. Print. It's working. Yeah. And now we're going to do update. Impact check. And now every frame it's just gonna be asking me if I need to be doing my thing. I just need to see if it can sit. Uh-oh. Did I go too far up? I did. I definitely feel like I did. Oh, it's just printing out. It's working over and over now. This should have collapsed things. Yeah, there you go. There's no way it should have happened 2,000 times in that frame where it was actually actively working. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, because it was an available spot. Yeah, okay, so I want it to not be a valid position. And I just saw it spawn outside of the grid. So we're going to make sure that that can't happen. What was your spawn position? Oh, so I guess I can just... No, it was the left and right. Fuck it. Let's do it like that. It should be fine. They're bringing them back in November on PS4. Hell yeah. I got the PS5. I could probably get it, but in all honesty, unless I embrace a social life, I don't see myself being able to play it. My PS5 sits there. It has for a while. Ever since we played The Last of Us on it, I haven't touched it. It's the truth. Well, let's go ahead and see if this works. And if it can spawn and be detected by the blocks, if anything prints out here that's saying that it's working, like now, that's it. That's all we need. Just know that by tonight, I might actually have this thing the way that I want it. It may not have menus, but it may not even have sound, honestly. But it will do the thing that I want it to do, which is fantastic. Okay. I'm going to take us to the end scene. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much, Abman, for being here. There's not going to be any, you know, long wind up to this. You were the only one here today. That's cool. That's fine. And I really appreciate you for that. It makes it feel like it's somewhat worthwhile when there's actually someone here, you know? And for anyone watching in the future, thank you for popping back and watching. And for those that couldn't make it, that's fine. We're all adults. I don't do this for money. I just do this to try and, like, be a little instructional and try and be a little social. So, thank you. We won't be working on this again after today. So I'll try and see if I get it working and dump it into the channel if it does work. And if it doesn't, well, this will be the last we see of this for a little while. And next week we have to do an educational game of some sort. And then after that, I will finally, thankfully, be working on the final project for this class, which means no more weekly cycle-throughs. And I can just focus on Night Terrors and whatever the game that I'm going to make for the final is. So with all that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, and all my fellow snowflakes, I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay frosty.